Hello there, everyone. Professor Kelsey here. I am going to walk you through the protocol for your practical skills assessment. The protocol is largely the same for all three of your practical skills assessments or PSAs, but it is a pretty tricky process. There are a lot of parts. Once you figure it out, it's not too tricky, but there are a lot of moving parts. So we found that it's helpful to have a video that students can reflect back on. So this is the practical skills assessment assignment 1 assignment instructions that you could find in Canvas, and I'm going to walk through them with you. First, it just explains how the PSAs work. Throughout the course of the semester, starting week 6 of Exercise Science 298, you will begin your partner coaching. And you will work with each partner for 3 weeks at a time. You'll have 3 different partners throughout the course of the semester and coach with each partner for 3 weeks. After 3 weeks of coaching with one partner, you'll be paired up with your second partner. After 3 weeks of coaching with them, you'll be paired with your third partner, and so on and so forth. As part of this process, you will actually be coaching with this classmate during class time. This is considered a lab class, so the first 5 weeks of class, you will have instruction, including instruction on how to go through this process. And then in weeks 6 through 14, you will have partner coaching sessions where you are expected to coach for 30 minutes. Your partner is expected to coach you for 30 minutes. And then you have some time to give your partner feedback, do your self evaluation, and take care of any other classwork that's going on. Additionally, every 3 weeks, you will have an individualized meeting with your instructor to go over your practical skills assessment feedback. So that's kind of an overview of it. This coaching time management also walks you through it. So again, starting week 6, you and your partner will find a time to meet in Pronto. We have a tool on Canvas called Pronto that allows you to video record, and everything is housed within Canvas to ensure as much privacy as possible. So you and your partner will meet. Let's say your class is from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. You and your partner can decide, okay, 5:30 to 7 is the best time for me to meet. So you both get on at 5:30. Let's say Jenny and I are partners. From 5:30 to 6, I will coach and record the session. From 6 to 6:30, Jenny will coach and record the session. And then from 6:30 to 7, we can talk, give each other feedback, ask questions. Then we can hop off, complete our own self-evaluations using the PSA form that we will look at momentarily. And then you have the rest of that class time to complete any quizzes, assignments, etc. A couple things to know going into it. We recommend that you do record every session. You only need to submit 3 of these sessions, and I'll walk through what that looks like with you here momentarily. You only need to actually record or submit 3 of them, but it's a good idea to have them all recorded for a couple reasons. One, it's nice to be able to go back and reflect on and evaluate your own coaching if you choose to. Two, let's say you're set to submit your coaching session during week 6, or let's say during week 9. And for whatever reason, you have a technical difficulty during week 9 or an unexpected illness, and you have to reschedule the session and make it up at another time. Now you don't have a coaching session to submit, or you had a technical difficulty and your session didn't record. This way, you can go back to week 8 or week 7 or week 6's session and submit that one to your instructor, and that is totally fine. So what we're going to do first here is we're going to look at the PSA tracker. This is a really important form to get comfortable with. On the first page of the PSA tracker, it gives detailed instructions. Professor Jenny will go through this with you. Your Exercise Science 298 class will be split into 3 groups. You'll know which group you are, and it will tell you what to do each week of the semester. So let's say you're in group 1. That means during week 6, the first week of breakout coaching partners, you will conduct your coaching session, your partner will conduct their coaching session, and you will submit that recording of yourself and your personal self evaluation by the following day, the next day during week 6. Then in week 7, you have your first feedback meeting with your professor. She will let you know on the next page what time that will be at. Then week 8, you don't have a feedback session. You just get to do your next session with your partner. So you can see each week, what are you supposed to be doing and when are you supposed to be turning it in so that each of your 3 coaching sessions are submitted. You also see during which weeks you're with partner 1, partner 2, and partner 3. I know this form looks a little bit confusing, but once Jenny goes through it with you, it will be easier to walk through. The second page on here gives you the exact dates and times of everything you need to know. So let's say you are Jane Smith and you're in group number 1, student position number 1. You will see here group number 1 and student 1 listed. You'll see the date that you are to record your PSA and complete your self-evaluation, the date, which is always the next day in which you are supposed to submit it on Canvas, and then the date, which is always the following week during your class time in which you're supposed to meet with Professor Jenny. And it's the same Zoom link that's used for everything else. Jenny will come in here and mark if it is complete. And it also tells you the feedback session time, which will be either the first half or the second half of the class. So again, then you'll see, again, if you're student 1, the following week, you'll be meeting, or the following 3 weeks, weeks 9, 10, and 11, you'll be partnered up with another student. And it'll give you your recording day, your submission date, and your feedback session. Same deal with the final 3 weeks of partner coaching, your new partner, partner 4, and the dates will be input here for you on when you're supposed to meet and have your feedback session with your classmate. All the students' names and numbers will be listed here, so you'll be able to see who your partner is at any given time. So that's a little bit of the PSA tracker. Let's look briefly at the PSA, the Practical Skills Assessment form. We have this linked for you multiple times in the assignment. And what you are going to do each time you complete a recorded coaching session that you have to submit, again, you have 3 of these. It's a good idea to record all of them, but there are 3 that you need to submit. Each time your submission is due, you also have to assess yourself on this practical skills assessment form. We have this in a PDF and a Word document for you. So you can download and complete either of these, whichever form is more user-friendly for you. And what you'll do is you'll note each thing as you go through your recorded session: mindful presence, empathy and rapport, client-centered process, active listening, etc. And you'll see the specific notes here on what we're looking for. And then you'll rate yourself as 2, satisfactory, 1, developing, like maybe you saw a little bit of it, but you weren't quite sure, or 0 if you did not see it at all. Instructor Jenny will also be using this form to evaluate you. And this form is built directly from the NBHWC's Practical Skills Assessment Guidelines. So these guidelines are pulled directly from that form, and that's what we've used to create our rubric. 2 points for each yields a potential total of 34 points. And on PSA 3, your final one, you'll need to get a 70% on this form in order to pass the PSAs and to pass the class and obtain rather your certificate. So this form, again, you need to complete for yourself every time you do a PSA and submit it with your recording. Going into the specific details of submissions now. Again, this talks a little bit about the process going through it. Now coming down and the grades to coming down here to the technical instructions. You'll again go to the PSA tracker, which will have everyone's names and contact info listed in there. And you'll see who you're paired up with. So let's say it's me and Jenny paired up for weeks 6 through 8, 6, 7, and 8. What Instructor Jenny will do is put each pair in a group in Pronto. So you're going to record your meetings in Pronto. If this ends up being a little bit confusing and tricky for you, we have an alternate option through Zoom that we can give you instructions for as well. But let me show you how to get to Pronto. So if you're on your dashboard here, there's a little button all the way on the left, Pronto. This is from your home dashboard is where you will find this. Pronto. It opens up. This is all the courses that I have active. It'll just show your active courses. So let's say you're going into this Exercise Science 298 class. You'll click your 298 class section, click underneath to open it up, and then you'll see within that, if there are additional groups listed, your individual group will be showing there. So I'm going to actually give you a different example because I made a sample group for you. So test group PSA protocol. So you'll click your class and then your group will be your and your partner's name. So let's say this says Kelsey and Jenny. You'll click it. What you need to do next, you actually can't do a whole lot from the screen. You have to open it in a separate screen. That'll give you a full screen viewing. Evidently, I'm masquerading. Well, lovely. Let's get out of there. I am in student mode here, so that might be why. Let's see if it lets me in now. So I'm going back into Pronto. Again, you find it in the left-hand column. Test group PSA protocol. Open up in a separate tab. There we go. And again, you'll be able to see an opening of your group's chat conversations. You'll click this green camera icon. I'm not going to do it now because it will open a separate recording screen, but you'll click this green camera icon and it will enter you into a video chat. I'm going to go back to the instructions here. It will enter you into a video chat. Go back to student. And your partner will also have to enter into the video chat. It'll just open up. You'll be on there until your partner shows up, and then you'll see both of you. An important note is that when you open the Pronto video tab, you must ensure that your audio and video are turned on. If the audio and video are turned off, it will only let you join as an observer, and you'll have to exit the video chat and start again to be able to get on and talk. When you're ready to actually start recording your coaching session, you'll hit record in the upper right-hand corner and then stop recording. And then you'll do that again for your second classmate. You'll hit go out, hit record, stop recording. This will give you a replay button. You'll click the replay button and that will actually open up your recorded session. It should show both speakers, the coach and the client. And then there's a little downward facing arrow in the upper right-hand corner to download your recording to your computer. Once downloaded, please label it with your specific exercise science class, list Tuesday or Thursday, your course CN, your name, and then whether it's session 1, 2, or 3. Those are the recording instructions. Again, I highly suggest that you open the video conferencing chat, record the first student coaching. Let's say it's me, we record, and then we exit the video chat completely, reopen it again, and hit record again for the second student to coach. This will mean that there are two separate recordings, one for coach A being the coach and one for coach B being the coach. Those are the Pronto instructions. Now, you have this downloaded recording to your computer. What you'll do next is you'll complete your own practical skills self-assessment form. That's where you're viewing your own coaching session and completing this form, evaluating yourself. And then you will upload both of these in the assignment portal. In order to upload the recording, you need to submit via Canvas Studio. So what you'll do is I'm going to scroll down. We have instructions there, but when you're ready to submit, there's this blue Canvas Studio button. You'll click it, and it will allow you to upload a new file. You'll click the blue Create button, Add Media, and you'll be able to browse your files and upload the file that you just created. When you are done and you have uploaded it, please note that you have to add the media, embed the media. You click it and embed it, and then you have to finish by saying Submit Assignment. If you just add it and embed it, it won't be fully submit. There's a final submit assignment button. See this blue button down here? It will populate when the video is there and you'll be able to submit it. Then you need to select new attempt and upload your practical skills assessment form as a file. And the specific way to label it is there. So again, every time for your PSA 1, 2, or 3 on your specific date, which is the day after you have recorded your coaching session, you will need to upload both the actual recording and your completed PSA form using this method. And then you'll follow that PSA tracker to meet with Jenny, which will always be the following week. I highly recommend you look through this, find your name when it's included there, and put your personalized dates into your calendar now so you have them in there so you're not missing a meeting with Jenny. Please note that your guidelines on late submissions and point deduction do apply to these as well. And then there's one last thing I wanted to show you within modules. This is your orientation module, Zoom link and attendance log. This is your PSA tracker, schedule, and assignment. So here's the tracker schedule. This is where you will be able to find and submit each assignment. So PSA 1, PSA 2, and PSA 3 are all here. Every time you go back to submit one, you'll go back to this module, not necessarily in the given week. Let's say you're submitting one during week 6. There's no specific submission here because everybody's submission weeks are different. So you'll always go back here for your submission week. So that is a walkthrough of the PSA protocol. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to email Jenny or myself, and we will help walk you through this. I know it seems like a lot of parts, but you will get the hang of it, and all of the links that you need for the rubric and the self-evaluation form, for the PSA tracker, the dates for everything, and the video, this video recording, are found within the actual assignment tabs themselves. All right, I hope this was helpful. Again, please reach out with any questions you have. We are always happy to help. And take care.